So at that point, we've got our pitch count, we've got our total pitch count, and now, if you remember, we created a couple of new variables up here for top pitch count and bottom pitch count. Well, we only want to increment those. So after our total pitch count, we'll say if frames sub I equals top, then we'll want to enter increment top pitch count and we don't need to check anything. It's not top, it's bottom, so we do bottom pitch count equals bottom pitch count plus 1. So there's those two variables. We'll need an inning. So let's just say inn equals the inning frame dot attribute. If you remember, it also had a num element. And we've got verbose pitch count. I think the last thing we need is we need a description. If you remember, let's go up and look at our data frame here. So these are all the fields we said the data frame would have. I think we've got everything except the final designation. Let's say des equals, and that would be pitch dot get des. Let's double check that. So we go back over to pitch, there's a des called strike. So at that point, I believe we've got everything we need to create the data frame, and all we need to do now is, if you remember, here is the actual pitch data frame set up with its columns, but that's empty. So that basically defines the structure. And now, in the loop, when we bottom out here, after we've got all of our needed variables, we're going to say pitch df, our pitch data frame, loc, and it would be total pitch count. So into that slot of the data frame, we're going to put an array, and it will have total pitch count, the inning, the frames sub I, the AB index, and let me go cheat a little bit. After AB index, we've got batter stand speed. So AB index, and then the AB pitch count, the batter name. And again, notice I'm using tab to let it help me. And we'll come down and get a new row here. After batter name, we've got the stand side. And then we've got the verbose pitch, px float, pz float, sc top, sc bottom, and then finally we called it des. Let's just drag that over, put it there, and there we go. Now let's run it. Got an error that we cannot set with mismatched columns. So let's do this. Let's drag a copy of this down and let's put it above and compare the two. So we've got the pitch index, which is our total pitch count. We've got inning, which is our variable inn. We've got frames, which is top or bottom. We've got AB index, AB pitch count, batter name, stand side, and it looks like we forgot speed. So after stand, we should have speed. So let's add speed. And we can get rid of this now, hopefully. And there we go. Now, nothing new printed out. Just the fact that it ran tells me that this statement ran, which should have added a row to our PitchDF. Now, how do we verify that? What you can do with a data frame is the Pandas data frame. You can say PitchDF, our data frame name dot head, and it will show you, if I run this, it'll show me the first 5 rows. Okay, if you want more rows, let's say I want the first 20 rows, then I'll run that, and there we go. So we have coerced all of this, and now you'll see this spreadsheet that I was alluding to earlier. You'll see this spreadsheet look. We've got an ordinal here. We've got the pitch index, which matches it. We've got the inning, and we've got the top or bottom. We've got the at-bat. We've got the pitch within that at-bat and the batter. So now we're in a position where we can just start going through this, ask for all the tops, all the bottoms, all the D. Gordons. We can basically run a filter, almost like a SQL filter, against this data table.